I want to read a few poems from a brand new book. It's actually just, a couple of weeks old, so it's still got diapers on it, and I'm just really glad to have it. But I want to, before I read these, I do need to say thank you so much to Janetta Calhoun-Mish here, who is doing some incredible work here and putting out some of the most beautiful books I've seen. Thank you very much, Janetta. I appreciate it quite a bit. And this is a brand new book called My Sideways Heart, and it's a book of love poems. However, the sideways part of the title is very important. This one is called Boys and Girls. Now, good girls like bad boys because they know what grows from the seeds of boredom. Bad boys like bad girls because they have no foresight. Bad girls don't like anybody because of what happened in that bedroom long ago. Good boys think they like good girls until they marry one. This is Little Jerusalem's. Has all my education, scrutiny, and cynicism come to this lamentation? Oh God, forgive us. Please grant us healing. We cry out for peace, not only for the peace of Jerusalem, but all the little Jerusalems of our hearts. Their walls tumbling down all over again, crumbling stone by stone, and pushing down the dead, dusty layers of past cataclysms. Here's one of those little divorce poems. Sorry, just has to happen. Hollow Classics. Huge gold-leafed editions of War and Peace and Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Two hefty classics lie on their backs atop her glass coffee table. Only they are hollow, made of wood with hinges, so the front covers lift up. She neatly stores all the remote controls there inside them. And some metaphors are just the simple gifts they appear to be. The way I see her now, and all those years we spent together. Oh, I'm just really not sure about this one, but what do you do? Okay, so this is called Three of a Kind. She broke out Jacob's Bible cards to take me on in strip poker. Devils were wild, and there were 3 devils instead of 2. My first clue that this daughter of heaven might cheat at cards. The firelight flickered every time she splayed out 3 kings, often using a devil card to complete that trinity. And it happened often enough for me to believe that the Magi were in search of some new aberrant celestial event. And I held my own for a while there, but it became obvious God was on her side. And having lost to him so many times now, I dealt myself a crooked hand just to get her pink top off. But even in cheating, I could not win. Her long black hair falling Godiva-like over her breasts. So down to my skivvies now, I threatened if I lose, I'm not going to church with you in the morning. Such a sad defense for a hopeless sinner. You promised, she whispered. Only one eye visible through streaming locks of hair. With that, she spun her wrist around and splayed her final apocalyptic hand. 3 6s, beating my 2 7s. And as I kept the 10th commandment of the game, she crawled toward me like an angelic cat, and I melted in the fire of her Armageddon. And then I want to close, I guess, here. I don't really know what else I haven't to do. I haven't been watching the time at all, but I'll just do one more here. I'm working on a collection right now called Bukowski for a while. I've allowed myself a break And I'm just being Bukowski for a while in this journal. It's incredibly therapeutic. And I had one that I really wanted to read for Joshua tonight. I was really wanting to. It's Bukowski and Alexei Fistfight in Purgatory. It's not quite appropriate. So sometime, Joshua, however, let's get together over margaritas and I will read you this poem. So let me go on to one that's still not appropriate, but not quite as bad. And I'll close with this, and this is a poem that's definitely inspired by a conversation that I had with Sherman Alexie this last week in the car while I was driving him to receive his big award the other night. It's called My Penultimate Word on the Matter. All right. My penultimate word on the matter. Once again, the complaint arrives that my writing is too concrete. Such lack of obtuseness makes it hard to sing along. I used to worry about it, but I've since cried uncle. Maybe it simply has something to do with my relatives and ancestors who worked in refineries, laid roads, and slung chain around pipes in the oil fields so that the more sapient among us can drive their polished degrees to and from their tiny offices in the Ivory Corporation, where they while away days on departmentally supplied laptops, and bitch about how my images should be more abstract and that every book I put out lowers the bar for all art. Maybe I simply want to honor my kin, remember what ripped off their fingers and abbreviated their lives in words that most everyone can understand. Sure, I could have piously deliberated for hours over a phrase that intones my deep eugenic desire to swim the polluted river of petrochemical equations that imbrued their lungs and their arteries with the osculation of necrosis, so that I could enscroll in perpetuity the oblation of their travail and moil that they performed to the benefit of pompous polymaths who consume in a cloud of presupposition the very materials that my cousins, uncles, and forefathers provided them, but who would give a crap. Thanks.